Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now today, I'm not starting the video in my living room before my workout, as usual. I'm starting it from the cockpit of my beautiful girlfriend Kat's car. Now this morning I woke up with a splitting headache. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I went to boxing, and then when I got back from boxing, had my dinner. After my dinner, I had one of my migraines that I get every now and again. They're usually exercise induced. They only happen nowadays when I've really pushed myself, and I definitely did last night in boxing. And you know what, the migraines vary in intensity. You know, I get this visual aura that basically starts in one corner of my vision, and then it just gradually gets bigger and bigger and bigger and sort of engulfs my whole vision, and then like it sort of goes so big that it's out of my vision. You know, the aura that I see is like a zigzag sort of circle, if you like, and it's like strobe of loads of colours, you know, like flashing. So yeah, it's really weird, it's really annoying, but yeah, it's just something I've got to live with. And yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with like blood pressure or what, because it's always induced by exercise, although you know it is getting less and less frequent, you know, probably as I'm getting more and more fit, right? Now sometimes when that migraine subsides, I'm left with a headache, like a splitting headache. A lot of the time we think, you know, I don't know for sure, that when I have some salt water after I've been exercising, that seems to make it happen less often. But I don't know whether that's actually doing anything or whether it's just a coincidence. It's just something that I now, you know, I just have salt water after exercise nowadays all the time anyway. And I did that last night. But yeah, sometimes after the migraine goes, I'm left with a headache. And, you know, a lot of the time I'm not, though, to be honest. And last night I wasn't. But this morning I woke up with a headache. And it's sort of over here, you know, behind one eye. And the aura last night was on this side of my vision, so it kind of makes sense. It's usually actually starts on the left side, and then yeah, as I say, it just gets bigger and bigger and engulfs like my vision. But last night I noticed that it sort of stayed in the peripheral, so you know, instead of it sort of expanding like this, it sort of expanded like that. So it was never really like in my central vision. Like, it's all very weird. I have found a YouTube video or two that sort of talks about visual auras, and yeah, sort of shows a representation of what I see, because for years and years and years it was really hard for me to explain to someone what this thing looks like. It's really hard to put into words, and obviously whilst it's happening you just want it to go away as well. You're not sitting there sort of like looking at it and thinking of how to describe it. But anyway, woke up this morning with a splitting headache, I assume as a result of my migraine last night. And yeah, it's a real struggle to get out of bed. It is a struggle for me to get out of bed every morning. As you'll know if you've been watching these videos, I am inherently lazy. I've spent most of my adulthood, you know, being lazy, being a drug addict, waste man, and yeah, now I'm sort of trying to crack on with life, and I'm trying to, you know, focus on health, fitness, self-improvement, and I really want to turn myself into someone that can get up in the mornings. And it is a real battle, but you know, when you wake up with a splitting headache, it's just another excuse for my mind to come in and tell me that, you know, I shouldn't be doing all the things I need to do as part of my morning routine that I have to do every day. And this morning I didn't go through my full morning routine. You know, my mind was telling me to stay in bed, and some people might, you know, say that I should have just stayed in bed if my headache was that bad, but I know how negatively it affects me when I sort of give in, you know, regardless of how bad I'm feeling. So you know, I did end up getting up at 9:45, I think it was. My alarm normally goes off at 7:30, failed to get up at 7:30. As usual, sat there like sort of telling myself, right, I'll get up at 7:45, I'll get up at 8, I'll get up at 8:15, I'll get up at 8:30. Finally got up at 9:45, and yeah, had loads of water, as I usually do when I woke up. I actually had some turmeric capsules as soon as I woke up as well. Now, turmeric capsules I have every day as part of my supplements that I have, but I normally have them after breakfast. The only supplement I have when I wake up is my vitamin C one, because that's one that dissolves in water, whereas all the others are tablets, and you shouldn't really take them on an empty stomach. But yeah, this morning, you know, after I'd had my sort of 6 glasses of water, after I'd had my glass of salt water, and, you know, whilst I was drinking my vitamin C that's dissolved in water, I had 5 or 6 of those turmeric capsules, because they have anti-inflammatory properties, so they can kind of be used as painkillers. They're not nowhere near as strong as painkillers, but I don't like to use painkillers. I don't like to touch pharmaceutical drugs unless I really have to. Not saying I never have paracetamol, but yeah, it's very rare. Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, the pharmaceutical companies, they're just big, rich companies that basically thrive on us being ill. So I don't just reach for pharmaceutical drugs every time I think I need them, because most things, you know, like headaches, you know, can be solved without that. You know, most of the time when you get a headache, it's because you haven't been drinking enough water. And you know, a lot of people that regularly get headaches, you know, you'll find that they smoke cigarettes every day. Well, of course you're going to get headaches if you're, you know, like literally inhaling toxic fumes every day. You know, a lot of people that seem to always get headaches and stuff, they eat junk food every day. Well, obviously, like, your body's gonna get aches and stuff if you're not giving it the right fuel, right? So, you know, I try not to take painkillers as much as possible. You know, I'm not here to tell you not to take painkillers. Maybe you've got a condition where your doctor's giving you painkillers. Yeah, that's fine. It's none of my business. But as far as I'm concerned, I try not to take painkillers. But turmeric capsules, they're a natural supplement, right? And it's actually my big brother who lives in Thailand. He's, you know, he was a bodybuilder for, you know, his whole life. Like, he's in his 50s now, and he's got a lot of issues with his joints and stuff, just where he was basically squatting far too much weight when he was younger. So, you know, he eats up to 20 of these turmeric capsules every day. So whenever I do get a headache or whatever, I'll just eat a few extra of the turmeric capsules. Now, one thing I very nearly didn't do today was my walk around the block, which I do every morning. You know, it's great to get sunlight in your eyes early in the morning. Obviously it's a bit grey this time of year, but you know, you're still getting sunlight into your eyes, you're still getting vitamin D into your body, right? Your eyes are the only part of your brain that protrudes your skull. So literally going for a walk every morning and getting vitamin D in your eyes is you getting vitamin D into your brain, right? So, and also this time of year, because it's cold, it helps wake you up, right? So I very nearly didn't go for my walk, but I did go for my walk. And then when I got back from that, I wrote in my gratitude journal, had a 10-minute meditation session, which interestingly, you know, I used the pain in my head to help me with my meditation. I think I've mentioned this before. You know, if you've got an ache or a pain that you can focus on, as well as focusing on your breath, as well as focusing on, you know, the feeling of your inner body, you know, that's something else that you can anchor yourself on, which is going to help you not get drawn into thought, right? Which is what meditation's all about, isn't it? You know, just sitting there and observing what's going on in your body and trying not to get drawn into what your mind's saying. So yeah, I was literally sitting there focusing on my breath as usual, listening to the guided meditation that I was listening to on YouTube, focusing on my breath, as I say, and yeah, focusing on the throbbing of my head, right? Because then that's just another thing I can focus on that isn't, you know, my mind coming in. And, you know, for instance, a couple of things that my mind was coming in and trying to disturb me from my meditation with was the fact that, you know I haven't got a lot of time today to head out to the garage, which is what I'm doing now. You know, while I'm sitting there trying to meditate, you know, my mind's just distracting me with stuff that I don't need to focus on in that moment when I'm meditating. You know, it's trying to take me into the future, worrying about, am I going to have time to get around to the garage to do what I need to do? Is the weather going to be good enough for me to get around to the garage to do what I need to do? So, you know, it's literally trying to drag me out of the present moment. And that's why meditation is an awesome way to practice not being dragged out of the present moment in your daily life. So that when you're in your daily life and your mind starts trying to worry about stuff that you don't need to deal with yet, you know, because I meditate every day, it's practicing, you know, resisting my mind doing that, you know. So anyway, after my meditation, you know, I normally have a workout, and I decided not to have a workout today, mainly because of my headache, right? Now, I fully accept that I could have done my workout today. Yes, it would have probably made my headache worse, but I still could have done it. You know, I'll always accept, you know, where I have been, you know, more of a wimp than I could potentially be, if you know what I mean. You know, where I've been less strong than I could potentially be. And, you know, this morning was an example. But in my mind, I thought what I wanted to do as a workout would be an arm and chest session, so follow on from the arm and chest session in the gym the day before yesterday. You know, I didn't do that session at home yesterday because I had boxing and I wanted to save my arms and stuff for it. So yeah, I wanted to do arms and chest today really at home, and you know, that kind of stuff you really are exerting, and I knew that it would make my headache worse. I mean, my headache was so bad this morning, but that when I fart, it hurt my head. Like, that'll give you an idea. And you know, other than that, what I normally do at home, if I'm not up to doing something really extreme, like the day after boxing, for instance, I'll just bang out some sit-ups, push-ups, you know, sometimes some squat jumps, right? Now, those exercises are probably going to be the worst for my headache, because when I'm getting up off the sofa, it's making my head hurt because of my headache. So if you're doing sit-ups, you're literally, you know, moving your head, like it's going to make your head hurt, right? Same with push-ups. You know, you're going up and down, and the fact that you're kind of upside down or, you know, horizontal, you know, that's going to make my headache worse. So I decided to not do the workout. I'm definitely planning to do some sort of workout later. I don't know whether I'm going to go to the gym and do a leg session, or whether I'll just do the arm and chest session at home. But yeah, that is how my morning went. It's a very long intro, but yeah, basically I just had a splitting headache that is, you know, following on from the migraine that I had last night. And you know what, like, I remember years ago when I used to get these migraines, you know, when I was a kid, sort of once every 6 months, and I used to really hate it. It used to really affect me. I used to really like wish that this didn't happen to me, you know, like as if it was like the end of the world. Because, you know, I mean, the first time it happened to me, it was really scary. Like, you know, my vision just went, and you think, oh, am I going blind? Like, but yeah, other than that, it's just something annoying that can happen at any point and basically render you useless for however long it takes to pass, right? So, you know, it's not ideal. But nowadays, I just see it as, you know, another thing that my mind could use to persuade me to not exercise, etc., because it literally happens now only when I've exercised. You know, another thing that my mind could use that I'm overcoming every time. You know, it is what it is. It's just part of me that I have to deal with, you know. And ultimately, if I get fitter and fitter and then I don't get the migraines, then naturally I'm going to be more of a resilient person than I would be if I got to that fitness level without having to deal with these migraines, right? You know, any struggle you have to go through is making you stronger. It's true what they say, if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger. So, you know, I'm thankful for any hardship I get, because, you know, there's people in the world that ain't got enough food to eat. You know, surely I can deal with once in a while not being able to see for a couple of hours, you know. Well, it's worth noting, last night, another symptom that I get with these migraines, very, very rare, it's probably happened 3 or 4 times ever, is it actually starts making me like slur my words, and like when I'm trying to talk, like I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of, if you know what I mean, which is really weird. It starts really like affecting my brain, and that happened last night. I was talking to Kat, and there was a word I couldn't think of. It was hedgehog. Like there was some program on the telly about hedgehogs or whatever, and yeah, I was like, oh, what are them spiky things called? And Kat was like, hedgehog, and started laughing. And then, you know, like literally a minute later, I couldn't think of that same word again, like hedgehog. Like, and I was explaining to Kat how, you know, now and again, like it does happen where when I've got the migraine, I literally can't think of words to say, and like sometimes I start slurring my words and stuff. So yeah, it's just mad, like how, you know, a migraine can affect you in that way. I've definitely felt a little bit sick as well this morning, which, you know, from sort of researching migraines and stuff, I've heard that can be a potential symptom as well. But look, right now I'm on my way round to my other garage to work on the other project. I'm actually going to be doing something really exciting today. The conditions are not ideal for it. Obviously, my condition isn't ideal for it, but I want to get this done. And I'm a bit pushed for time because I need to get Kat's car back to her because she's got a hair appointment this evening. So, you know, conditions overall aren't ideal, but if I manage to get done today what I need to get done, I'm going to be super happy, and I'm going to be back home relatively early, which means I'll be able to chip away at some work and hopefully chill out a little bit and get over this headache. So let's crack on. All right, managed to get over to the garage and do what I needed to do, which took longer than expected, but that's always the way when you're working on cars. Anyway, got back and just about got Kat to the hairdressers about 8 minutes late, so not too bad at all. But yeah, right now, I think while Kat's gone, I'm gonna have something to eat quickly, have a coffee, and then I'm gonna dive into editing yesterday's video on this channel and create some posts to plug yesterday's video on the other channel. I am quite looking forward to editing the footage that I captured today and yeah, cracking on with that video, which I'm hoping to get out tomorrow, but it'll probably be out Monday. But yeah, I'm going to prioritize the on-track video and the posts, as I say, because then that will free me up to spend some time with Kat this afternoon. I don't know if she wants to go out shopping or whatever. So yeah, my head is still absolutely pounding, but the work must continue. I've been putting this baby spinach in my chicken and cheese sandwiches lately instead of, you know, salad, lettuce and that. Spinach is good enough for Popeye and it's good enough for me. All right, so it's 7 p.m. and we're going to be having dinner soon. We're having chicken fajitas, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, earlier on, once I'd picked Kat up from having her hair done, which looks beautiful, we went to do some window shopping in our local town, and Kat still won't tell me what she wants for Christmas. Looks like I'm going to have to employ some initiative. But yeah, once we got back from there, I've done a little bit of editing. But before we have our dinner, I do want to have a workout. You know, I can't go all day without having a workout. I have admittedly still got a headache. I'm still feeling a bit sick, but you know, I'm pretty sure I can get through a workout. I'm going to do some chest press, some triceps extensions behind my head, Sam Sulek style, and yeah, some sort of bicep exercise, hoping to do 2 sets of each to failure. Yeah, we'll just see how I get on. Well, I'm an idiot. I didn't push record, but yeah, it actually felt good. Didn't make my headache any worse. And I'm feeling pretty strong, even though when I done arms and chest the other day in the gym, I wasn't. And even though I went boxing yesterday and I've got an injured shoulder. All right, triceps, biceps, and then yeah, I'll do a second set of everything. Yeah, my arms and chest are feeling very pumped, and it actually didn't make my headache feel any worse, which is a bonus. I do try and remember to do my left arm first, you know, when I'm doing the tricep things and the bicep things, because my right arm can obviously do more than my left arm. So sometimes if I forget and I do my right arm first, say I bang out 25 reps on my right arm, and then I can't do the 25 on the left arm, it means, you know, you're going to get some inequality with your muscles. Because yeah, on the second set of the triceps, you know, I done my left arm first, and I was only able to bang out like 6, and then I only done 6 on the right arm, but I felt like I could have carried on. But yeah, it's what it is. You know, if you're right-handed, then your right arm is going to be stronger. Anyway, time for me to jump in the shower, and then it's fajita time. I saw in one of Sam Sulek's videos, he said that, you know your biceps are growing if you can't touch your shoulder, which admittedly I can just about with my middle finger. But actually I can touch it a bit with that now. When I tried it a minute ago I couldn't, but you know, I suppose the pump is going down, but yeah, not bad. What about you, Kat? All right, well, after dinner, me and my beautiful girlfriend sat down to watch a movie, and we had some apple crumble and custard, because I don't only eat chicken and eggs. And yeah, the film's just finished. It's now 25 to 11, which is, you know, way earlier than I would usually go to bed. And I was actually just about to dive in to some more editing, but I know that the last couple of mornings, I think now in a row, I've really struggled to get up. Also this morning I woke up with a headache and I was feeling sick and stuff. My headache is barely there now, thankfully. So I think I'm actually going to have a really, really early night and yeah, give myself the best chance of trying to get up tomorrow morning. Although I accept that it will be a battle, because it's always a battle, right? Now today has been a bit of a flop, really. Okay, granted, I woke up ill, you know, with a splitting headache, so some may say it's forgiven for me to have a bit of a flop of a day. But even on a day that I consider a flop, you know, I still went through most of my daily routine. I still went over to the garage to crack on with something pretty cool, actually. And those of you that watch the videos on the other channel will see about that either the day this video goes out or the day after. So yeah, stay tuned on the other channel for that. And, you know, okay, I didn't have my workout this morning, but I still did make sure that I forced myself to have a workout here at home. And yeah, it's getting to the point where even on my flop days, I'm doing way more than most people. And you know what, I'm proud of that. But I can only look at that a little bit, you know. I will always more look at the fact that today was a flop, and that even the days that aren't a flop are still only slightly towards where I want to get to. You know, I want to continually improve and just, yeah, turn myself into a stronger and better human being day by day. So I'd say to anyone watching this video, you know, if you're not happy with your life, maybe you're struggling to battle habits, you know, maybe you're stuck in a rut in, you know, whatever area of life, you know, how much effort are you putting in? What's your day look like compared to my day today that I see as a flop? Did you work out today? Did you go for a walk, you know, pretty much as soon as you woke up this morning? Did you meditate? Did you take 5 minutes to write in a gratitude diary to, you know, remind yourself how beautiful the world is? Because it's those things and doing those things every day which, you know, has got me to where I am. But you know what? I've only just started and there's way more improvements to make. Anyway, time for me to brush my teeth and get an early night. But I'll be back for another video tomorrow. Massive thanks, as always, to everyone who's tuned into this video. Hope it's been somewhat helpful or motivational. Feel free to say hello in the comments and we'll have a chat, or get in touch through the usual channels. All the links to everything will be in the description as usual. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.